my name is Kai, but today I'm called the T-shirt guy from Singapore. I represent Seon, which is a Hungarian-based startup, and essentially what we are is we are an alternative data platform. In short, what that means is if you have an email address or a phone number that needs checked, send it to us and we'll tell you everything the internet knows about this person. That's something. Yeah, that's a super question. So with regards to Indonesia, obviously the fourth most populous country in the world, there's so much potential, but there's also so many gaps that needs to be filled. Specifically is the gap around data. So traditional data exists, credit bureau, public utility boards, telco information, all those data exists, but there is still a big gap between the urban and the rural population. And while those rural population might deal in cash, they don't have bank account statement, for example, driver's license. Every single one of those have a smartphone. Every single person is using Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, all those different platforms, Bukalapak Toko. And then we ask the question, why don't we build an identity or risk product around those footprint? So for the Indonesian population, it's when you have a user base that is hugely untapped, we have the way to reach them, which is via our alternative data. It's actually been pretty good. We have delegates from some of the biggest banks here in Indonesia. Some of them are consistently pushing the strategy forward with digital transformation, actually with digibanks and neobanks, challenger bank type of businesses specifically. We also have fintechs specifically around loans. So loans is a huge market here in Indonesia. Like I mentioned before, the rural population, you also want to give loans to them. These people want your loans and you want the business with them. What exists is the data gap. And we're hopeful that we can help bridge that data gap so that these companies can give loans, so that your companies can make business off of those loans. Actually, yeah, like literally the conversation I had right before this interview was with two people that I just spoke with right after my speaking session. Usually when I speak, then a flood of people will come to the booth, which is awesome. That's what we want. Some of those are actually very strong P2P lenders, microfinancing companies, really strong interest. I thank God that I had the opportunity to speak here, and that's really what created the poll. So the short answer is yes. Well, my immediate future plans is I'm going to go back home and my wife is going to give birth to my first child. But after that, the next plans for us at Seon is essentially we're just going to keep growing and we're going to keep reaching companies that need our data. So you saw we have the likes of like Grab, Atomi, FinExcel. So many different companies already leverage us, but our plan is to democratize fraud fighting. We want to open this access to as many people as possible so that more rural population Indonesians can get loans, so that more small, medium businesses can provide those financing, and ultimately the whole economy improves as a whole. That's not a plan for just 2023. It's a much larger vision. But in 2023, we'll work towards the first few steps of getting there.